How's it going, guys and gals? The AC is blasting right now. I apologize if it's coming through on the sound. It's a pretty nice day outside. I thought about filming outside, but I don't like filming when people are just around. It's a very weird thing. Even when I'm in the house, if someone's in there and I know they can hear me, it's just a bizarre thing, despite me doing a video in front of you strangers out there, my subscribers and supporters. Anyway, today's video, I'll talk about the busyness and how that can actually be a drug of choice. Now, when you think of drugs, you think of pharmaceutical drugs, right? Pills, pill pushers, illegal illicit drugs, right? Cocaine, heroin, methamphetamines, prescription-wise, Adderall, blah, blah, blah. But busyness can also be a drug as well. Not for people who aren't really motivated. If you're on the opposite end of the spectrum, it probably doesn't apply to you, but you might get something out of this video. It's for people who are constantly just on the go, and they can't let up. And that's someone such as myself. It's not a real good thing. But the tricky part of busyness is that you often can get rewarded for your busyness. You ever heard that? What's that one saying? When you work hard, what do you get rewarded with at work? I think I messed that up. If you're a hard worker, what do they give you at work? More work, right? So you got to work not only hard but smart. But it's kind of true. Other than that, the other thing I want to say is, when you're busy and you're productive, what typically happens? Well, let me backtrack a little bit. If your drug of choice is like alcohol and you drink too much, what happens? You get a hangover, and with extreme measures, you can become an alcoholic. It can just wreak havoc on your life. You can endanger people by drinking and driving. You mess up your liver. You shorten your lifespan, and you can ruin just your life in general. I don't wish alcoholism upon no one. Same thing goes with drug use. I'm not going to get into the details. It's pretty self-explanatory, especially if you watch that show Intervention. I think it's on A&E. I can't remember. I used to watch that show a long time ago, but I digress. But there are clear consequences when you have addictions, right? Gambling addiction, porn addiction, all sorts. But why am I talking about busyness and productiveness? How can that be a drug? Well, if you are constantly working all the time and you're not balancing your life, and you're just on the go constantly, and you're not letting up, and you can't put your foot off the gas pedal, so to speak, that can wreak havoc on you physically, because you're constantly tired. Maybe you're not sleeping enough, and mentally, because you're not giving yourself a mental break, which can cause you to get a mental breakdown at its worst, and your stress levels are bad. Physically, your body will tell you, I got aches and pains constantly. Some of it's from working out, but all these knots that are developed over the years. And I try to get like a chair massage at least once a month if possible, and I recommend that if you can afford it. These knots are from stress from years and years and years. All right, not managing my stress properly. But backtrack a little bit again. The tricky part of being busy and that being a drug, busyness is a drug, is that you get rewarded for it. All right. If you bust your butt, and let's say the average, it takes 4 years to graduate college. There's people that do it in 3 years. You get a pat on the back. No one ever says, "Oh my God, you did it in 3 years. Why'd you do that?" If you graduate with honors, do people say, "Oh, what?" No, they congratulate you. When you work extra hard and you at work and you got these deadlines and there's been layoffs and you got more job responsibilities until they fill that position, for example. This doesn't apply to me, but it happens in the business sector especially. What happens? You get rewarded when you finish a project on the deadline or in time. What happens? You get rewarded. So that's why busyness as a drug is very tricky, because there's not really a negative, external negative consequence of it. Physically and mentally, you may be just like, oh my gosh, this is killing me. This is killing me. I'm stressed out. But you're getting rewarded with that trophy. You're getting rewarded with that plaque. You're getting rewarded with that advanced degree, those extra letters behind your name, the MD, JD, BA, BS, MPH, RN, blah, 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 blah. You get it, right? Accomplishment after accomplishment after accomplishment. You get that frame, You might even get if you're a head honcho and you're a big time baller and a multi-millionaire, you could get there's a guy who's at our center, our cancer center, Sobrado, like, I forgot his first name. Guy makes a lot of money, donates a lot of money. I don't know too much about him, but donates a lot of money. He's got his name plastered everywhere, right? You get patted on the back. No hate on him. That's just an example. So, 5 minutes into this video, what's the point of this? Well, if you are a go-getter, good for you. But if you feel like you can't take your foot off the gas pedal and you're, I won't say strung out, I don't want to use that word like but you get it. If you're just on edge constantly, you may need to slow down a little bit. Do what you got to do. Smoke a joint. No, I don't know. I can't smoke. I must be paranoid. This video is probably more for myself, more therapeutic for myself, because even when I'm on vacation, with my daughter, I want to stay on track with her sleep schedule, and I don't want to deviate. I just want to keep things in order. And I know people like this, and if you're like this, like I said, there's a lot of positives that come from it. But if physically and mentally you're not there, you're not quite there, and you're not in homeostasis, you don't feel quite like you're in equilibrium, that's something you've got to reevaluate. Because no matter how many plaques you get, trophies, pat on the backs, job promotions, the whole 9 yards, does not matter if your health is not, physically and mentally, if you're compromising that for the next big goal. If you keep moving the goalpost, it's going to just keep moving and moving and moving. So I know this video is a little bit scattered. It's a little bit hot because it's hard to concentrate when it's this hot. I don't like to sweat either, so which I'm not. I'm pretty good at regulating that. Nonetheless, let me know if any of this applies to you, or maybe you know someone that's like that. Maybe you have I think majority of my followers are around my age, in their 40s, 30s, or 40s. And maybe you had parents that were like that were just constantly on you all the time, or a friend, or maybe it's you, maybe it's not. Let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.